Hey y'all, it's your girl Jada J. Um, Give me a second, cause if y'all see the same episode I watched, y'all gonna need some Kleenex as well. I don't have any on me, but sorry about we had a party and it just never came down. Sorry if it's distracting. Um, they've been teasing for the last 2 weeks. The last 30 seconds was gonna change everything. I don't know if I was ready for this, y'all. I don't know if I was ready. Oh, sorry, Ashley. I couldn't take my hair out. It just wouldn't let me. It just said no. Put me back in the ponytail. It was untamable, Ashley. I apologize. Did you? I mean, you guys saw the episode, right? Okay. We want to get out of shock mode. We're gonna try and power through. I'm gonna try and go as quick as possible. So, not too quick because we want to get everything, but you guys know what I mean. Okay. Okay, so we open up with Randall and we know where he's at. You know, he's been at Rusty's and Dusty Rusty. And oh my goodness. Jehovah, please let me get through this. He's down there, you know, with the rope wrapped around his wrist. And he's just begging, you know, please, please. And he's telling him, you know, shut your filthy mouth, boy, and just shut up and all this. And he tells, I guess, David, which we find out those are all his nephews. It's probably inbred too. They're all it gives me that vibe. And Jasmine, would you get in the bedroom possibly? What? Is it fire? Could you get in the bedroom? That smell. Get in the room, Jasmine. Smell like wood. What? Get in the room. Oh my. Sorry. He calls David over and he says, go on and hit him. And he takes his shovel and hits Randall about hard as heck. Pop! In the head with a shovel. Okay. So I was expecting Randall to be out, but I guess I don't know, just has a hard head, which we've seen that. And he just got back up. Like, he was knocked out for about a minute, and then he got back up. And then it did the commercial. We come back. And he asked him, he was like, he kept asking his nephews, what's taking so long, boys? And the boat was like rusted, so they couldn't get it off the thing, because he was like, we need to get this boat on the water so we can hang him and then take him and the baby out to the alligator alley and toss them in there with the gators. Okay, so but he's yelling at his nephew because he's like, what's taking? They're like, it's rusted, Uncle Rusty, you know, sorry, and this, that, and the third. And so he's going off on them. Then Randall's telling him, he goes, please, please, please don't. He's like, just shut up, boy. Like, you just don't listen. And he's just saying that over and over. And then Randall's like, I can pay money. I can pay. He's like, where you get money from, boy? He's like, I'm a doctor. He's like, a doctor? He was like, you lying. Ain't no such thing as a black doctor. Like, this motherfucker has really been living out there in the woods for all of his life. And he's a supreme racist. Not cute. So, I mean, you was never going to be cute no way, but I'm just saying, he got shot tonight by his own family. We're going to get to his other nephew, too. Oh, yeah. I can't believe Tyler. It's brilliant writing, but it was too much at some parts. I couldn't handle it. I was like, wait a minute now, Tyler. So he goes, oh, yeah, ain't no such thing as a black doctor. He's like, I'll pay. He goes, shut up. He's like, $100,000. He said, $100,000? Where you get that? He goes, I worked. He was like, you stole that. Ain't no color got that much money. He's like, he was like, you a drug dealer and a rapist. I was like, this motherfucker can't be serious. Like, that's all, like, are you really? And then he gonna shout in the back. He was like, Virginia, get that boy ready and get him out on the water so we can get him out on the water with the boat. He was like, come on. The ranger's just like, please, please don't, please let him go. And he keep talking to the boys because they're like, he's like, have you guys got the thing unrusted yet? And he's like, they're like, no. He's like, didn't I tell you to oil up the chain? And he was like, I'm sorry, Uncle Rusty, I'm on it right now. He was like, you guys ain't good for nothing. Like, I was like, wow, that is really Eddie in about 10 more years. Okay. And then Randall's begging. He goes, shut your filthy mouth. Shut up. Pulls out a gun because he's still doing it. And he's like, he cocks it. He's like, shut up, boy. Shut up. And he's like, okay. Like, it was very real. Like, I was like, he was really scared, like, the actor. Because he was like, okay. Like, it was very real. Like, I would have been like, oh, all right. I'm serious. Okay, I got it. And then he tries to ask him. He goes, oh, you gonna shut up now? Didn't appreciate that. So she brings the baby out. And at first I hear crying. But I'm like, I see her, but I don't see the baby. Then I see Randall reaching for something. Lo and behold, she done went outside and dropped the baby on the ground on a bed of leaves. Okay, and I'm sure she thought that was generous. And so he's just like, could you please pick him up off the ground? She goes, I wouldn't dare. Rusty gonna come over here and beat the mess out of me. She goes, in the car, he wouldn't even let me hold him. He was on the floorboard the whole way here. And that seemed like it really had hurt Randall, even though I hate Randall. I can't, like, every time you just think about something that he's, like, especially how he treated Marcy. But this is just, like, wow. And if you ain't feeling bad for Randall, F Randall, and let's think about the baby. But when she said the floorboard, Randall really felt like he felt some type of way. Like, I was like, yeah, like, that's the actor, you know. And so he goes, please show some compassion and pick him up off the ground. Like, what is your problem? Because she out there smoking a cigarette and talking like everything is okay. Because then he tried to talk to her. And, you know, she tried to put on this old tough act, which you're nothing but a country bumpkin who decided to settle for this old inbred redneck racist. Like, what? And you became a racist in the midst of it. You're weak. That's all she is. And she gonna try and act like when he trying to speak to her, she goes, like, don't you dare speak to me. Which, you're sitting in a you know what? Let me not. Try and keep it TV show review for now. And then, so she goes, show some compassion. He goes, show some compassion. She goes, like you did for my daughter. He was like, because you know I ain't touch her. He was, you know I didn't rape her. And she goes, oh yeah, I know that, but you better not hear let Rusty hear you say that. He's like, you know. She's like, yeah. She goes, but why couldn't you just stick to your own kind? Why couldn't you stick your own? He goes, we're in love. She goes, in love. You people don't know what love is. That's what she said. He goes, oh no, she loves me. It was nice to see Randall because we still realize that he's delusional. She definitely used him for intercourse, for sure. She wasn't satisfied with Brad, so she went over to Randall. I'm not doubting that she may have some sort of still have a little bit of lust for him, maybe even a little bit of love. Like, she don't want him to die, but she not willing to stake her life for him. Like, it's just not gonna happen. She don't love you that much. Like, as much as you love and are obsessed with her, she doesn't return the feeling. You know what I'm saying? You had this beautiful sister at home, and you had the nerve. This is gonna go long, you guys. This might even make it to an hour. I apologize. Tyler did a number on us, but this was a... So yeah, she goes, you people don't know what love is. He goes, no, she loves me. She loves me. She goes, you better not say that no more. She goes, you say that again, I'm gonna tell Rusty what you said. He was like, no, I know deep in her heart that she loves me. And she goes, oh really? If she loves you, why does she come here for our help? I forgot that he had no idea that Alex sent for them. And he was like, what? She came here? She's like, yeah, she told us she was trying to take that old BASTARD away from her. She told us she was trying to take the baby. He goes, wait a minute, she sent for you guys? She's like, yeah, why do you think us good Christian folk... I'm getting so sick and tired of these sick mother effers. Because this is real. Like, Tyler did a nice job casting them. Because this is some stuff that they will really, like, say to their deathbed they were good Christian folks. And all the sick inbreds around them will say the same thing. Y'all are not good Christian, and y'all are not good anything. I don't care what comes after good or before it. Anything with good, you're just not it. You raped your daughter from 6 to all the way until she went to college. Where does that equate to being a good anything? I mean, it just, because even at one point, Rusty had the nerve to be like, oh, we'll get there. But she's like, why do you think us good Christian folks would get involved in something like this if our daughter didn't ask us to? And he's still sitting here like, she did this? She sent for y'all? She's like, yeah, I just told you. She said you was trying to get the baby. He was like, that was my child. She goes, you might want to shut your mouth. He was like, please pick him up. She was like, no, I wouldn't dare. She was like, Rusty gonna knock me sideways if I even think about picking up that baby. So I'll go ahead and pass because I'm weak. And he orders me around, and that's what I do. And Randall, let me tell you this, Randall did read her up and down. He gave her a read. Okay, just like they got with woodwind instruments, he gave her a read. Okay, that's what it was. So he goes, what this isn't you, because she was so like callous. And I guess he thought he saw a soft spot, which we all might have thought maybe she's just a woman who got caught up in this. She's not really a racist. F her. And anybody who goes along with it, just, you're automatically out, So he's like, this isn't you. She goes, excuse me? Smoking a cigarette. You don't know me. And he goes, I know this is not you. This is not you. He goes, how did you get wrapped up in this? Was he your first love? He goes, no, it wasn't that. There was somebody else. He was like, you just had to settle. He was like, I bet you. She was like, shut your mouth. He was like, I bet you had big dreams, huh? You didn't want to live all the way out here like this. You wanted to be in the city. You were in love big time. You had big dreams and big goals. He goes, who broke it up? Your mother? Your father? And she goes, how do you know all this? Did Alex tell you? He goes, no, I just know people. She goes, you're a witch. He goes, no, I just know people. She goes, well, if you could tell all that just by looking at me, you deserve to be hung because you're a witch in black. And he goes, hung? He was like, they're going to hang me? She was like, oh yeah, they're going to hang you. Then they're going to take you out there on the water and throw you in there with the alligator so there's no trace of evidence left for your body. And they're going to do the same thing to that baby of yours. And that's how that's going to go. And that's literally how the witch said it, as she's sitting there trying to act like she's some type of uppity, but you're nothing but pathetic. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, Tyler really killed on this, on the casting, and these actors are doing a great job. Because I get so pissed every time I've been... He tries to slide on over. Because he goes, Miss Virginia, please. She goes in the house. She's like, you might want to go ahead and shut your mouth. She goes back in the house. Here's Randall. Miss Virginia, please. She ignores him. So he tries to kind of scoot his way over to the baby because this beautiful black child is still on the ground. And for a second to joke, because Rusty came over there and he was like, didn't I tell you, boy? You don't listen? Did y'all think he was going to come over there and kick that baby? Straight out of field, just because I thought he was going to kick him. And I was about to be like, Tyler, you're doing too much. But he didn't. He stopped because how he even squatted down and was looking. He was like, you just don't listen. He was like, now get your asses back over there before I smack you into Kansas or whatever that redneck, whatever that was that he said. And so Randall backs and he's like, I'm sorry. And you got the baby over there crying. He gonna walk away yelling at his nephews, didn't I tell you to oil the chain, boy? I don't know how they was dealing with him because I'd have been stabbed my uncle already. You too much. But rednecks, once a redneck, always a redneck, you know. Then we switched to dispatch. Dispatch went to speak to Stephen. And they're she told him the woman who let Eddie go for backup for Andrew last week. This week she's telling Stephen, she goes, oh, I forgot to give this to you. And she goes, it's about Andrew. He'd been requesting backup. And he's like, oh, yeah. He was like, man, this kid. And she was like, yeah, but don't be worried about him. He's like, I got to worry about these rookies. She was like, well, he's in good hands. He's like, good hands. Who's he with? She was like, Eddie. He was like, Eddie? He was like, she goes, yeah, he told me he didn't want me to tell you. And he just went out there for backup. And he's like, well, where are they at? She goes, Highway 31. He's like, well, get him on the phone. Andrew's not picking up. She goes, he's not picking up. He goes, well, get Eddie on the line. She goes straight to voicemail. He goes, dang it. Leaves out. That's how it went. Then we switched to Kelly and Marcy. And I don't want to say I'm going to blow through these scenes, but because we got something. Then we switched to Kelly and Marcy. Kelly is checking the door. Marcy is like, girl, what is wrong with you? Okay, you acting kind of wild right now. I don't know what you're doing. Okay, what's happening? And Kelly's like, girl, I'm fine. What's wrong with you? She goes, nothing, you know, like I told you, the doctor just said I need sleep or whatever. She was like, are you sure that's all the doctor said? She was like, come on, girl, what's wrong with you? She was like, nothing, you know, I'm just worried about Alex. She's like, yeah. She goes, I know you're worried about Randall. She goes, yeah. And then so she lays down for a second, but the curtains are open, like where the window is on the side, because Marcy's on the couch and the window's like that. So she looks, she's like, Kelly, is that Travis over there on your porch? She goes, what? Where? She goes, girl, over there on the porch. She goes, oh, God, what is he doing? She goes, he's just sitting there on the porch. And then she's like, does he know you're over here? She goes, no. She goes, well, I'll go invite him in. She's like, no, what are you doing? And goes over to close the curtains, right? She goes to lock the door, which I said, locks door, I meant the doors of the door should have been locked. What you got the door open for? So she went over there to lock the door. And so she's like, girl, what is wrong with you? She goes, it's Travis, you know. He came into my house and stuff. I came in. She goes, he been acting strange. She goes, what do you mean strange? Girl, he broke into the house and was just sitting there. She was like, what? Travis? She like, yeah. She goes, you need to call the police. She goes, no, I'll call him tomorrow. She goes, no. You gonna call him right now. She goes, I might have let him on. Marcy said, don't be one of those women that blames yourself. Okay? Don't do it. Then we switch to Nat and Lucian. He gets a call. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, Nat is telling him answer your phone. You know, it's the same dance. He's saying no, I'm here with you. This is more important, which we know. And then she's just like, come on, you're getting on my nerve. Just pick up the phone. So he finally answers the phone, and it's Kelly. She's calling him. She goes, how are Nat and Joey? He goes, good. He goes, but what's up? She goes, I think I need a restraining order. He's like, what? She goes, yeah, on Travis. You know, he was in my house, and he goes, well, what's going on? She was like, he was on my porch, and he was in my house. He goes, in your house? Like, you mean he broke in? She's like, yeah. And I'm going to kind of speed it up. She said, and by the way, because they were about to get off the phone, she goes, by the way, did Ramsay say anything to you about leaving? And he's like, no. And she goes, well, could you maybe go over there and check it out or something? Because Travis said something to me about maybe him knowing that he knew Ramsay was going to be gone, but like gone for good. Are you sure you didn't know or anything? He's like, no. And then he's like, what are you saying, Kelly? You think Travis might have did something to him? She goes, no, I mean, I don't know. She goes, could you just go over there and check? He's like, yeah, I'm going to have Rick come pick up my keys. By the way, the officer's name was Rick, is going to come over and get your statement and all that. So be on the lookout for him. And she's like, okay. So Rick, no, I can't go there yet. I think I want to. Should I? No, I'm gonna stay. Yeah. So she was already kind of letting on. She thinks that Travis did do something because he remember the week before last week, he was like gone forever. And she was like, okay, and left, because she said he left the sign up on the door. She was telling Lucian, though, she was like, something just don't seem right. Like, could you go check it out? And he was like, yeah. That's how that went. So then so then they get off the phone. Yeah. And Marcy's telling Kelly, you did the right thing. Kelly's like, thanks. And then Kelly goes, you'll tell me eventually, because she's saying she knows something is up. And Kelly goes, there's nothing to tell. And she goes, okay. Then Lucian calls Stephen. He goes, I need you to call Rick. Kelly has a stalker. And he goes, Kelly, your soon-to-be neighbor? He's like, yeah. Can you have Rick swing by the hospital to pick up the keys? He says, yeah. And he goes, but Lucian, before you go, he was like, problem. I sent an officer out for backup, and now I can't get him on radio. No, he goes, I sent an officer out, and he called him for backup, but now I can't get him on radio. And he's like, who? He goes, Andrew. He goes, dang it. And then so he was like, is it Alex's parents? He goes, no, man, I think it's Eddie. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, I think it's him. He was like, you know what, man? He's like, yeah, dispatch told me, and he's like, I can't get Eddie either. He goes, you know, man, we need to take him down. And at first I'm getting so excited because I'm like, yes, but then Stephen is not, which kind of brings him back to getting on my nerve because he's trying to be greedy and we get it, but no, Stephen, because Lucian said it because he was like, we need to get Eddie now. Like, come on. He was like, no, man, we got to get the Escalation family. We got to get the cartel. He was like, that's the most solid thing we got. We can't blow our whole case just for Eddie. Pretty much saying, yeah, he's serious, but he's a small fry compared to the cartel. Okay, but you can come back for them later. That's a whole nother thing that's going to take forever. And I really don't feel like dealing with that next season. So I hope Tyler is not... I don't know. I'm over that. Because we already had the cartel and their problems with Eddie. I really don't want to do that anymore. And then now that Eddie, I gotta say this, Eddie is still a cop for this season. I don't feel like doing the whole thing with Eddie. I don't want that to be the season finale reveal. Eddie's finally killed or fired or something. Tyler needs to come with that season premiere because I can't. Okay, just the show is doing big things and it's a wonderful show and it's brilliant writing. But the fact that Eddie is now still a cop by end of this season is really, Tyler. I get it. He wasn't really the big thing this season, but come on. I'm okay with it because I didn't really feel like Eddie was going to be caught this season, but come on, Tyler. Next season, please. Come on, So anyway, he's telling them, look, we need to bring Eddie down. Stephen is talking about, no, we gotta build a bigger case against the cartel. That's the most solid thing we got right now. We can't blow that just for Eddie. And Lucian is like, so what are we supposed to we supposed to let Eddie keep killing? He was like, no, man, I'm just saying I can't leave without this getting the cartel family. I'm this close. He really not. You really not. Like, what are you doing? I can't. So he's like, come on, man. Like, we need to shut him down. And then he's like, no, man. Like, we can't. So then Lucian's like, okay, man, but I'm telling you, this is not a good idea. He's like, I don't even know where Pete is. Do you know where Pete is? He's like, no, man. He was like, and Michael better find him. I'm guessing that's another FBI agent. The one who was on the door when he went to the bathroom or something and Eddie came in. Fake A says Eddie. Big Sugar. And he goes, and I need you to call. He tells Lucian, he goes, we're going over, the whole precinct is going over to Alex's parents' house. Can you go? And he's like, nah, man, I'm here with my son. He's like, oh yeah, how is he? He goes, he's the same. He's like, that sucks. He goes, I need you to call the FBI headquarters. And Stephen is like, man, how am I supposed to do that? He's like, man, like the kidnapping thing has the FBI all over it. Like, you need to go ahead and call them. What are you talking about? And because he's pretty much saying he's not going to suspect anything because it's a kidnapping. The FBI could get involved. But then Stephen's like, but Eddie is already on you right now. He's like, then let him think it was me. He's like, Lucian, that's dangerous. He's like, man, you call the FBI or I'm calling Lamont and I'll handle it myself. He's like, all right, man, I'm going to call him. He's like, okay. That's how that's going to go. And then he's like, unbelievable. Gets back in there with Nat. She's telling him what's up. He finally gives in and tells her, okay, look, Alex's baby and Randall have been kidnapped, and now the FBI headquarters and the precinct are going over there. She was like, he goes, but I'm staying here. She's like, no, you need to go out there and help them. And she goes, is Eddie there? And he kind of gives a little, probably. And she's like, no, you need to go out there. Like, we can't have this. And he's like, yeah, but the precinct got to learn to stand on its own. Like, this is the police force. And she goes, yeah, but it's kind of hard with a devil like Eddie lurking around. Like, they need to come on. You know, and he's like, all right, you know, I'll go, but call me if anything pops up. She's like, okay, only one of us needs to sit here with him pretty much. She's saying not much is going to happen. Like, you just go, I'm going to be right here. Then he said, call me if anything. That's how that went. Then we switched to Kelly and Marcy. The siren chirps is Rick. Fake ASS Rick, by the way. I remembered he was that coon. Huh? That thing with Stephen when Stephen was in there interrogating Brad. And Rick comes up and he's like, you want me to play the race card, man? And like, is so excited. I can't with Rick. I wasn't excited to see him. And I knew when Lucian said Rick, I said, please let it be somebody else. But it was him. I guess he was somewhat professional. I'm still over him. He comes up to the house. She goes outside. And Marcy tells you need to go. She's like, no, but I called them. Do you think they really need to see me outside? Girl, come on. She goes outside. Rick comes up. He's like, oh, hi. You know, are you Kelly? She's like, yeah. He goes, well, tell me what's going on, you know. And then, so she's like, oh, this is kind of silly. He's like, it's okay. She goes, well, my ex has kind of been bothering me. He was sitting on my porch. Then he was in my house. He goes, wait a minute. In your house, did you let him in? She goes, no, he got in through my son's window. And he's like, whoa, like, and she goes, am I overreacting? He goes, no, he broke into your house. You're not overreacting. She's like, yeah, but I'm kind of surprised at this. Like, I only know him as being gentle and sweet. He goes, he don't sound gentle or sweet. She goes, I know, but, like, he's just a kid. Like, I got to be honest. I don't know this side of him. And he goes, okay, well, I'm going to handle this. Go in the house. In the meantime, lock the doors. I'll get your statement, this, that. And she goes, did Lucian say anything to you about Ramsay? He goes, yeah, I got the keys right here. She goes, do you mind if I go in with you? He goes, I don't think that's a good idea. Believable. Because I was going to say, if he said yes, I was, but come on, Tyler. Now, you know they would not do that. So he's like, no. She's like, I just want to see if anything. He goes, no, ma'am. Just go in the house. She goes, can I just stand on the porch? She's like, all right. He goes in there. First, he's like, ma'am, sir, are you in here? Flashes the lights through the windows. And did y'all think Travis was going to pop out and grab her? Because I thought that. I was like, oh, snap. It didn't happen. But so he goes into the house and rushes out. I was about to say, I know he didn't call that a clean sweep and say he didn't find nothing. Because ain't that what y'all thought? And then I seen him kind of panicky and on the radio. I'm like, oh, snap. It's Ramsay, y'all. It must be. Travis must have did something to Ramsay. It had to be. And remember, everybody's been saying that, but it kind of was tripping me up because I was like, I know that's Ramsay's house. But people kept saying, no, it can't be Ramsay. He was trained in military, right? So they're like, no, how Travis gonna take it? But he's vulnerable. He was in the shower, though. Somebody could easily come up on you in the shower. That's why they always say that in the shower, that's the worst place to be if somebody break in. Obviously, but I mean, you're in your most vulnerable position in the shower. So he could have just came up on him, you know. I don't know. So Rick runs out and he's like, yeah, we need somebody over. And Kelly's like, is everything okay? He's like, ma'am, get in the house. She goes, but everything. He goes, ma'am, I need you to get in the house back on the porch. He goes, yeah, I need somebody down here. And she comes in and Marcy's like, is everything okay? Kelly's like, no, I think something happened to Ramsay. And they're in a panic state. Okay. That's how that went. Then we switch back to Rusty. It's morning. Didn't even know there was any mornings over there in Redneckville. Okay. Didn't know. He goes, get the boat off the... He goes, did you get the boat off the hitch? No, he goes, get the boat off the hitch. Yes, Uncle Rusty, but he's like, but it's rusted. And then Randall wakes up because he's still on the ground. The baby was on the ground all freaking night. And we know it gets cold at night, even in Redneckville. Okay? Even in Redneckville, it gets cold. So Randall wakes up in Virginia. Fake ASS Mama Virginia. Weak is on the porch. And Randall says, could you please pick him up? And she goes, no, I'm not picking that thing up. For a second, I thought Randall might have maybe clenched something in his fist and was just going to take a chance and be like, you know what, F it. If they beat me to death, I'm fine. And just chuck it at her. Because you're doing too much. And you're not even going to let me pick up the baby? You're not even going... And he's like, can I please pick him up? Can I please? He goes, he's very cold. And she goes, being cold is the least of that baby's worries. He goes, can I hold him? She goes, I'm not touching you or that thing. He goes, I will pay you. Now this witch, because Rusty didn't even believe it. Because remember, colors, we don't make any money, y'all. Remember that? So he wasn't really fazed by it. He was just like, and calling him a drug dealer and this, oh, you only have that money with drugs, blah, blah, blah. This witch, her eyes didn't lit up as bright as the stars in the sky. The witch said, you gonna pay us? Well, how much? Because at first she did it. She said, you ain't got no money. He was like, yes, I do. She goes, how much? He said, I got about 100,000 in my savings. Okay. You can have it. And then she gonna try and play it. She goes, you think that'll take back what you did to Alex? He goes, I did not rape her. She goes, you better lower your voice. Don't let Rusty hear you. Don't let. And she goes, well, you might as well have. And he goes, you don't need the money? Huh? You don't need the money? She goes, what you trying to say? You trying to say we live in a mess up here? He goes, no, I'm just trying to offer you something. She goes, you can't offer me nothing but your life. She goes, shut your mouth. And then she goes off to go talk to Rusty. She goes, you only got this boat on the water yet? Which, obviously. Okay, I wanted him to slap her just for that. And then somebody go back and slap him, you know what I mean? So he goes, no, we ain't got no. And how he talking to you like that? You just so weak. Like, I would have already been a thief in the night and took everything in that house and been out by the time he woke up in the morning. I'm out this witch. Whatever's in that house, which ain't much, okay, because this is Redneckville, and been up out of there. But the witch, no, she decided to stick around for whatever reason. Probably don't want to be alone. That's most people's excuse. So yeah, she go out there. Y'all ain't got the boat on the water yet? No. Oh, well, what'd she say? Wait a minute. Yeah, he goes, yeah, and if they don't, I'm gonna drop them. If, he was like, I'm gonna kill them. Whatever. So she was like, oh no, Rusty, don't do that. We'll never be able to get rid of the evidence. He goes, I know that. I'm not dumb. She goes, I know you're not dumb. And he's like, then stop talking to me like I'm dumb. Dude, shut the F up. I would have been like, what you gonna do? Anyway. So she was like, he said he got some money. He was like, girl, don't listen to that. He was like, he ain't got no money. He lying. He was like, that lying dirt, but he ain't got no money. She was like, maybe we better get the money first and then kill him. He was like, no, like, it's drug money. Don't even listen to that. Then he seen Randall trying to squirm his way over to the baby. So he was like, you don't listen, huh? You don't listen? He was like, no, you better back up. And then Randall's like, I'm sorry. He says, did you get the rope? He like the nephew did one thing right, I guess, because he tries to hand him the rope. Then, who shows up? Alex, but he goes, it's the law. He goes, give me my rifle. Who gets out the car? Virginia goes, runs, gets in the rifle. Who gets out the car? It's Alex. So that didn't stop him from cocking the gun up, though. He was like, get out of here. Get from here. Get. She was like, no, I want my baby. And it was pleading. Please give me the baby. Please give me the baby. Okay, now we know that was a waste of time. The clever thing to do when she had the gun, she should have shot him, shot her mama too. I won't apologize for that. Okay, I will apologize for the thought of it because I felt bad. But then again, I was like, nah, didn't y'all think for a second maybe the witch will do something right and shoot Rusty? But she didn't. Now I would have been like, what you gonna do now? You gonna pick up the baby and you gonna hand him to me. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take Randall. And we all gonna get in the car and get out of here. And y'all not gonna come follow us. Okay, huh? That's what you're supposed to do. And you just tell Mama Virginia to shut up. That's what because she always got a little side thing to add. Talking, we raised you better than... Girl, shut up. You ain't raised nobody better than nothing. You didn't have your husband rape her from 6 to college. And you talking about we raised you better than this? We good Christian folk? You must have lost your mind while you're too busy in that sick mind of yours being jealous of your daughter because she was getting all this unwanted attention from her father. You need to be worried about protecting your child. But it's a little late for that because she done already messed up. Okay, she's already done that. Just for the heck of it, too. There was no reason for her to do any of that. Give me my rifle. Then she was like, I'm sorry. He's like, are you really sorry? She's like, yeah. He goes, then shoot him. Go ahead. Shoot him. She goes, Daddy, I can't. I don't have a gun. He goes, here you go. Here you go, Virginia. Rusty, don't you trust her. Don't you trust her. He goes, hush. This is my daughter. She goes, Dad, I can't. He was like, what you think? He was like, Daddy, you think Daddy always gonna come save you? You think we all gonna come save you and not take this trash out your life? Pretty much saying, you think you gonna call us and we not gonna get rid of the problem permanently? She was like, Dad, I just want the baby. That's all I want. That's it. He goes, now you know we good Christian folks and we mind our business. You brought this to us. So now we're handling it. Gives her the gun. No, because then she goes, I'm sorry, Dad, I'm sorry. He goes, what you sorry for? She goes, that I slept with him. He goes, you what? What did you say? She goes, I'm sorry that I let him rape me. My blood pressure rose to about 1,000. Okay. She goes over there with the gun. She goes, this is for my son. She goes, you may. And then he's like, Alex. She smacked him. She said, don't you say my name. Don't you dare say my name. And then her dad's like, he's like, I knew you got some of me in you. Literally, mother effer. And I shouldn't even be able to say that. Literally. She literally got some of you in her. Oh, yeah. I hate the thought of it just as much as you guys do. But I had to go ahead and unfortunately point that out. I knew you had some of me in you. And he just smiling and all. What's wrong with you? So she got the gun on him. She's like, this is for my son. She goes, you made me do this. Pretty much saying, if you would have never tried to take my child, this never would have happened. Now, you were a little late on that, Alex, because you took this way to the top. And they're going to try and say this would have never happened. Girl, the clever thing to do would have just been to become a fugitive and take the child and get out the country. But you decide to call your parents all the way down in Redneckville and have them come out there and harm this child. Now, you didn't think they was going to want all things black, everything black destroyed? You didn't think about that? Your parents are supreme racists. And I took a lot of leisure with that word because I got a couple other words for them. But I don't cuss. You know, you made me do this and I wouldn't want to do this. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. Who rolls up? Y'all know who it was. Another cop car. Rusty already got the shotgun out. Eddie gets out the car. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. It's me. It's Eddie, Uncle Rusty. It's me. Which you could tell he already disowned Eddie. Probably found out he was messing with Esperanza and decided to be out there with him. Because he was like, what do you want? He's like, I'm just here to watch. He was like, get from here, boy. Get. He was like, at least let me help. He was like, now why would you want to do that? He was like, this old son of a bee was sleeping with my best friend's wife. And I would love to see him die and all this. So he goes, you got to let me do the pleasure of this one, Uncle Rusty. So he's like, it would be my pleasure. And they hugged. And they kissed after that. And then they decided they were running off into the moonlight to get married. That didn't happen? Okay. Apparently that was the Inbred movie with those two are cast as the lead characters. So that didn't happen. Okay. But he did say it would be my pleasure. And so Eddie walks over there, went over to his cousins, probably his brothers too. His brothers and cousins. He went over there and got the rope. Proceeds to put the noose around Randall's neck. Knots it. He goes, I'm going to need some help with this one. He's a big one here. And his brothers or cousins or both came to assist him. And they get him over there to the tree. And Randall's saying, no, Eddie, please don't. Help me. He goes, that's not likely that I'm going to help you. And he's just saying, help me. And no, Eddie just, whatcha? Throws the thing up into the tree. And they start hanging Randall. And now, if this is the point where if I wasn't a reviewer, I would have shut my eyes or tried to fast forward. Because I've seen enough slave movies for all of us. Trust me. So, as they're choking the life out of Randall, they drop him. And the FBI rolls up, a whole bunch of them. They just start shooting. They shoot everybody in sight. But the rednecks for life, they don't give up. They're shooting back and this, that, and the third. They're shooting. Everybody's shooting. It's a shootout. Alex is on the ground. Okay, she ducked. They drop Randall's on the ground. Still got the rope tied on him. But he's not choking anymore, but he's on the ground. Dang near gasping for air. Everybody rolls up. Bam, what does Eddie do? He runs. He's behind a tree. He makes it look like he a cop and he just got on scene. Huh? So he's shooting from the side of where the tree is at. Next thing you know, because were y'all able to tell? Because I almost couldn't tell for a second. I seen him aim that way. But I'm like, did he just try to take out an FBI agent? Is he that dumb? So, but I see him and I see Uncle Rusty fall. I was like, did he just shoot Rusty? Or was that? But he shot Rusty. And he goes, and then he runs over and gets on him like he's trying to detain him. And he gets on top of him. He goes, I'm a cop. Don't shoot. I'm a cop. He was like, that's Officer Andrew's car. The car was on scene, but I can't find Andrew. I don't know what's going on. And Stephen, because he's not ready to blow up the case yet, he goes, he's a cop. Don't shoot. And they lower their guns. Some of them did it kind of apprehensively, like, I don't know about this. But yeah, Stephen's like, don't shoot. He a cop. Then, Lucian sees Randall. He's like, get that rope off him. Get that rope off of him. Okay, I appreciated the anger in Lucian's voice. He said, get that rope off of him. So, I don't know, I didn't hear anybody respond. He said, get that rope off him now. Out of like, so and then he said, get it over here so we can hang Eddie with it. Oh yeah, that's what happened. I told Tyler that's what I wanted, but what do you do? Alex finally gets up off the ground. She's like, oh my God, my baby, where's my baby? She look up. The witch, Virginia, didn't got in the boat. She in the middle of the mother freaking lake. With what you could tell was a baby doll. Appreciated that it wasn't the real baby hanging out there because I wouldn't have appreciated it. So it was a baby doll. We could tell that much. But the effect was very real. She had the baby hanging like this. Just like this, everybody. Just like you see. It was crossed down. She had the baby like this. And she was like, Mama, no, please, that's my baby. She goes, look what you did to my husband. Look what you've done. And there's an officer got a perfect shot. She's standing there. Mom, I'm reviewing. Mom. Thank you. Sorry, back. And she's got the baby like this. She goes, look what you did to my husband. You did all of this. This would have never happened. And the officer goes, I got a perfect shot. And he's standing right next to Lucian. And he goes like, are you sure, man? Because she got the baby in her hand. And Lucian's like, take it. And the officer's still not. He's like, take it. Shoots her. Alex is crying. Lucian is grabbing her. He's like, it's okay. And she goes, no, my baby. And they roll freaking credits. Now, we can all assume that when you get shot, all muscle control is over with. When you get killed, better yet. There's no more muscle control. It's all languid. So, except sometimes when you're gripping things, sometimes it's really hard to, like, you know. I would say it's more than likely that she released the baby when she got shot into the water. Tyler said they've been teasing the last 30 seconds were going to change everything. But this... It was a good episode. I'll say that much. We know something is up with Ramsay. The baby is most likely dead. Eddie's days are numbered, but we've been known this. But when is it? When is the day coming? Like I said, I really don't feel like we need the whole next season to be about capturing the cartel, because it's... I can't with that. Come back, like I said, come back for them later, Stephen. That's a personal he needs to fulfill that personally. Like, he's like, that's the biggest thing we've got. Okay, well, we need to... He's still gonna be killing mother effers. This small thing that we got. So let's go ahead and get him out first, and then we send some other people undercover to handle it. Because obviously they probably not gonna be able to come back if their covers are blown, which they trying to get the whole precinct. Because matter of fact, Lucian said we got enough to take down the whole precinct. Like, not even just Eddie. And he was telling them, like, no, now's not the time. I'm trying to get the cartel. I cannot believe this. I'll tell you that much. And, I cannot believe I almost forgot this. Brad showed up. But it was like right when he showed up, and I was like, what? Because I thought she saw him. She goes, no, mama. That's when she realized that her mom was out on the... When Brad showed up, she realized that her mom was out on the water. And he got out the car and was just looking. And didn't y'all think he was going to try and Forrest Gump, run, Forrest, run? Nobody tried to run. I mean, I want to say it would have been ineffective either way, because if you would have ran for it, if it would have been Alex, she definitely would have dropped the baby in the water. Like, definitely. Because she's pathetic. And she doesn't know what to do now that her husband is probably going to jail. You never know how this justice system works. He felt the need to kill his daughter's affair person. He felt, because he was a black man. He was scared for his life. Everyone, he was scared. So just send him back home to his little redneckville and let him live happily ever after. You never know with these things. So I don't know, but I probably still would have tried to run. Like, just in case, like, if she would have dropped the baby, I would have tried to be out there to get... The baby not going to be able to hold its breath. Lucian was holding on to her. He said, take the shot. Take it. I was saying it too, though. I was like, you better take that shot. You better take it. Because we can't be here all day. And then you gonna let this witch escape. I don't think... She was probably just gonna drop the baby in the water, then try and row her boat gently down the stream. We not going for that, honey. You going down too. Okay? So I'm not appreciative of that. Well, I wouldn't have been appreciative. I am appreciative of what actually happened, aside from the baby dying. Now, because, okay, I guess this is sort of cliff hung, and the thing is now gonna be, is the baby dead? I don't see how the baby couldn't be dead. Because of where she was holding him. Even if she was to kind of fall, even if her arm was like, her hand didn't go like that, the baby would still kind of be in the water. And how she was, like I said, because if she would have had the baby kind of like this, and we still kind of would have saw she was kind of dangling the baby, it could have, if she was shot, it could have kind of went like that, and the baby could have fell in the boat with her. But where she had the baby, I don't see the baby not going into the water. I just don't see it. Do you guys think now, did Tyler now make it that Marcy is pregnant? So that Randall... Do you guys think the baby is Randall's? Maybe Tyler thought lose one, we gain another. I'm still not appreciative of that. I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. And Ramsay, do you guys think, did Tyler write this for Ramsay's character because you guys know Trevante Ramsay? He got that role on Moonlight. He's in that movie. He's doing actually really well right now. Is that why he was? Is that a coincidence? Did you guys think he always had this plan for Ramsay, and then it kind of went even more? It was like, oh, now you have a movie role, so you're gonna need more time on that set. Do you guys? I don't know, because I just recently found out. I knew about the movie, but I seen Trevante, and I was like, because he had something on his Twitter, and I didn't even know. I was like, oh snap, he's in it. I seen him on the preview the other day, and I'm like, I think he's got a major role in the movie. I do not know. And I almost thought Brad was gonna kind of gonna roll up on scene and be like, Eddie, what are you doing? But that didn't happen. I don't know. I'm like, how is Tyler gonna come back next season? Though, are we gonna? Is that a spot where we open up there, or do we open up somewhere else? But could you see it opening up at the like? I don't know the crime scene. Like I said, I just don't know if next season we need, because now that Steven said that, I'm kind of like with the cartel, I'm like, are we gonna spend next season trying to capture the cartel, which is not, there's always more and more of them, so I don't know if I love that storyline, not even just being stereotypical and saying Latinos running packs, because I mean that is true and it's not an insult, they're very united, but I'm just saying as the cartel, like, you have people in places, you're not gonna, the leader has already died. So are you trying to get Julius? But he said the Escada family. How does that go? Because Claudia is technically, and people are wondering, is Claudia's storyline done? Is Tilda coming back? I'm interested. I think next season is definitely going to be a good season, but I just don't know. Like, with this baby, I don't know how people are going to take this, because there were a lot of people saying they really did not even like where Tyler was going as far as the baby went. Like, they thought Tyler was almost being over the top with the baby, like leave the baby out of this kind of thing. And so do I, but I understand creative writing and I understand the creative process. So if he's a writer, so if that's where his mind went, like, oh, I mean, what are you gonna do? And like I said, I was happy they didn't actually have the actual baby out there like this, because you could see, I kind of feel like Tyler almost did it on purpose, so we were able to see that it was a doll. Like, you were able to tell it was a doll. So I want to say Tyler did that for viewer comfort, because he knows there were a lot of people very passionate, myself being one of them. And of course, the Jedi was saying a lot about it. Everybody is passionate about the baby. Everybody was saying, we hope Tyler does not do nothing over the top with the baby. So what? Because I think we all understand creative writing and the process, and just, if your mind goes there, a writer, you let your mind go there because you're writing. It's just, anything is possible. So we all were respectful of that, but still, Tyler, be chill with the baby, because the racial slurs are already kind of going to your head. So let's just, But we literally almost had a scene straight out of Roots, 12 Years a Slave, when Randall was being, I was thinking, I was like, is this the last 30 seconds? Like, but I'm looking at the clock, it was only like 9:57. I was like, is this the last? That's not the last 30 seconds though. Because then I was going to say, are we killing off Randall? But I was like, no, Tyler. I was like, you can't do that. I don't know. I don't see Randall or Eddie being killed off. Because I would still watch the show, me personally. But there are a lot of people who say if Eddie or Randall were killed off, they would not watch the show. And there are people who will admit that, because I guess you love to hate them. I could do without them, honestly. I didn't want to see Randall go out like that. That was just some straight up BS. Okay, I didn't want to see him go out like that. I was like, Tyler, if you gonna kill Randall off, not right now, because I'm not feeling this. You know what I'm saying? That's how you could have Eddie go out like that. Okay, and just, you know what I mean? Or I was like, oh, is Eddie getting shot in the shootout? But no, Tyler, no. This was a good episode, you guys. Oh, by the way, I want to shout out Ramsay. It is his birthday today. This is his 35th birthday today. So if you see Rel in the comments, shout him out. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, Rel. Happy 35th. Yeah, you young, man. I didn't think you were old or nothing, because, you know, nobody's old, you know. Nobody's old. But 35, I don't know if I thought 35. I don't know. I don't know. He's 35, everybody. Shout him out. Shout him out if you see him in the comments. I'm ready for next season, y'all. I know y'all saw the Haves and the Have-Nots preview. January 3rd. They getting it popping this season. It looks like... Did y'all... Is Oscar selling out David because now he knows Candace is on him? Wyatt is awake. Veronica is aiming a gun at David. Jim is out of jail. And they're saying something about the FBI. Does he know about Jennifer? Are we bringing back the Wyatt and Jeffrey love thing? Because there was a little thing in there where he's kind of all in Jeffrey's face. And he's like, what do I have to do to make you stay? And then there was Justin. Officer Justin is coming out the house. And he says something to Candace. And Candace is like, you really do not want to go down this road with me. So, I don't know what he found or didn't find. But Candace is telling him, you tried it, honey, and don't do it again. I'm going to end it right there, you guys. I want to say a big shout out to all my people. I know I said I was going to do them this week, but maybe I'll do a separate video. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I don't really want this to go too long. It's going to take a few hours to upload. My computer is slow, but I love it. Don't break down on me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank you guys for staying tuned with me, tuning in every week. You know, once again, I apologize to Ashley. I could not let my hair out this week, girl. It was not letting me. I apologize for it being so lengthy. I just couldn't. This episode was crazy. It is official. Alright, you guys. Thank you so much. Y'all know the drill. I gotta go to school tomorrow, but this was a fantastic episode. I'm gonna see y'all January 3rd for the Haves and the Have-Nots. In between, and did you guys seen Too Close to Home, right? Is Tyler saying the new episodes are coming back December the 13th, or are they doing a marathon? What's happening? Also, you know, I'm gonna be doing some more of my serious work. I have a couple things I want to say about that. I actually did a video, but I'm not gonna release it because I didn't like what was going on. But I am going to be doing some serious work, hopefully as much as I want to, in this gap between now and January 3rd. And hopefully even during the Haves and Have-Nots. I apologize. I have a lot to say. I'm behind on a lot of stuff as far as videos go, but I'm up to date. And I've got a lot of stuff to say. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you hopefully for my more serious work in between now and January 3rd. And thank you so much again for staying tuned with me. Y'all know this episode was crazy. Let me know how you really felt down in the comments. Again, I apologize because it is. I almost want to run it just for an hour because I don't like it being 59 minutes. So I'm going to talk for about 50 more seconds. Y'all, the episode was crazy. The episode was crazy. The episode was crazy. Now, but what do you guys think? Because I want to say this. Esperanza's character, because now, what is that, last week? She's letting on that she knows more about what's going on in the precinct. Dirty stuff. And she's letting on that she might even know a little bit about Eddie And Lucian even asked her, he's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you know, at some point, me and you do have to talk in private, but I can't say anything right now. So what are they doing Esperanza's character? I don't know, but I'm ready to see Eddie behind bars at least for a season and a half. And just badge revoked and everything. Thank you guys so much. I want to say thank you for tuning in with me. Stay cool, stay popping. It's your girl, Jada J. I'm out.